You are just a tiny, tiny bit higher. The tiniest bit higher. Oh, perfect.
How are we doing?
Oh, I thought it was lower. I thought we were doing like a whole penis thing.
Oh, Legends of Raspia! The podcast webcast wherein we ambush our talented and beautiful friends with games we make here at bardfox.com. I am Han Blackheart, the GM you strain your eyes to recognize. And with me as blessed always is Rico Tahi. How we doing there, Bobo?
I'm doing quite well, thank you.
Excellent. And today we have the distinct pleasure of being joined by two guests. These guests are, of course, Rook, R-O-O-K. Rook, how we doing today?
Quite well.
A man of few but poignant words. And your all-time favorites, of course, to just absolutely overshadow Rook. Fuck this other guy. Xanthi Blackheart, everybody. Let's hear it for him. Rook, you're a good sport. He's applauding. I can't believe that worked. Guess all
We're not gonna ask how I'm doing today? Do I not get that? Come on.
I forgot again. Yes, of course. How are you doing today? Is your I'm sorry, let me start that again. How are you doing today?
I'm all right. Thanks for asking.
So glad we did that. Now, here on Hope Legends of Raspia, we jump right into our games. So it doesn't really matter if you're not familiar with tabletop RPGs and webcasts, people do silly voices, that's fine. You don't need to know anything about that stuff. Just need to know these three rules. Rule 1, I, as the GM, am the storyteller, and I cannot tell these fine players no. Should they want to do some crazy stuff, then that's their right. That being said, rule 2 is that their characters are mortal. And as I've said before, they can fucking die. Rule 3, insert something clever that, you know, is compensatory for not actually having a rule 3, but you always want. Anyway, so today we start off on sort of a very interesting and strange note. Feaubear Dongodiere, though we all fell in love with him, is the innocent dishwasher who used to call his fingies prunes. So cute. What happened? I'll tell you what happened. He broke into Gadley Bowmalley's house in search of evidence, is his claim, and, got busted, got real busted. Do check out our previous episodes if you're curious, but that's all you need to know for this story, as Feaubear Dongodiere is in jail.
I'm still innocent, for the record.
Just like every good role-playing game, or frankly any narrative starts off, your character's in jail and is in a locked cell, like one other person. However, luckily for all of our sakes, in this particular cell, outside of this particular cell, through the bars, you've got Xan Hazard, and someone who looks very familiar and yet is an entirely different character. We have Squeekk the Adult, younger brother, kid brother of Squeekk the Kid, who's also here. Thank you, narrator. Anyway, we've been sent in to get information from the good Feaubear Dongodiere regarding his B&E, which is fancy people talk for busting and entering, or something. I'm not good with acronyms. Brother, as you know, you are in town. You are here in town, and I have called upon your special expertise as a freelancer to find out why the good Feaubear Dongodiere was busting into people's homes, sniffing on their undie pants, as it says here in my note. Take a look at my note here, Squeekk the Adult.
Yeah, all right. Yes, undie pants. Even has the undie.
In quotes, big quotes. I put it in italics, and I'm not typing, so it took some work. Xan Hazard, what do you make of this breaking and entering situation here?
Pass.
God, she did it again. That's why you're sheriff.
He's a really good sheriff.
Anyway, Feaubear, I'm gonna ask the first question and then graciously give the stage up to these other fine people who might be considered guests in my mind on some plane. What were you doing in Gadley Bowmalley's undie pants?
First of all, I wasn't in his underpants specifically. It was just a whole mess of clothes. There may or may not have been underpants within the pile of dirty clothes. Secondly,
classic underpants man's narrative, but go on.
Secondly, I was there doing the work that the local law enforcement refused to do. I was there because they accused me of an assault that I had nothing to do with. And I know who had something to do with it. It was Gadley. And if I had a lockpick, I would have found that evidence that
I'm sorry. I'm sorry there. Your name's Phobo, right?
No, it's Feaubear.
Xan told me it's Phobo.
It's Phobo.
So here's the thing. Here's two mistakes I think you just made. First of all, talking shy about the law enforcement to the law enforcement will get to kind of command what you do is not always the best idea. And then second of all,
kind of on the snout.
It definitely says right here in this report you were in the underpants. If you're trying to deny that, I would just recommend, don't, because it's very obvious. You got underpants man written all over your face.
Well, and as a law enforcement person, Squeekk the Adult is more than aware that pants is, of course, motive. Come on.
Yeah, right. Pants is motive. No, that's what I was gonna say too.
You guys always make me look so graceful.
Okay, I haven't been to Caltaria in a while.
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and do an influence roll on me here? That'll be just Feaubear for now, and the other two you will have 2 actions, which is to say you can do 2 things in the coming round. They can interact with the world, they can say crazy stuff to other characters, they can, punch the wall if they want.
I'm going to use the skill Debonair Dastard, which is a simultaneous multiplier to an influence test, so that I can gain influence. I'm multiplying it 2 times. All right, so I rolled a 9. I have 6 advantage from that, so 15 influence.
Yeah, look, Feaubear, I ain't gonna lie to you. All right, I believe you. We've been through some shit together. Squeekk the Adult, it was nuts. We went to a cave. There were those, you seen them dagger tails running around? They got the daggers on their tails. Yeah, they. We talked to the. Actually, nothing happened. Never mind. And his eyes sort of shoot over to the cell next to Feaubear's, where there is a hooded figure who, in your entire night of being there, Feaubear Dongodiere, as you were arrested at night, it is now the following morning, has not spoken to you. Even though you have tried to address them, they're sort of sitting there in a hooded, whispering to themselves about the lizards. But who knows who it could be. And
I want to perceive and see if that's bugle fingers, because I don't actually know who's in my own jail, so bugle fingers.
It's so many. Yeah, it's hard to keep track of. Let's do a perception test to see if both bugle fingers is here. Also, take a bit for a fantastic callback.
Thank you. Also, I'm using tuned senses. I should have said that, so I'm clarifying that now, which gives me a plus 15 perception, so I got 17.
Someone's been doing their homework. It is indeed the Lizatriara.
It's you again. Stop looking at me with your inquisitive eyes.
No.
Fair.
You guys are having your little back and forth, classic back and forth. Maybe a spinoff, who knows? And Squeekk the Adult. You have 2 actions.
Brother, where's the I guess we could call him a defendant's belongings? I'd like to do some investigating and see what I can't see about this particular character.
You talk about the underpants.
I'm talking about the pants, the underpants, yeah.
Underpants, yeah. Yeah, no problem. I of course keep them on me at all times. He pulls it just out of his pocket. By the way, this thing is horrendous. Not a good smell by any stretch of the word. Why don't you go ahead and have an investigation? I'll even hold it for you there, brother.
That's not
I'd like to
mine.
investigate these.
Those aren't mine.
Yeah, I want to see if I can verify his claims as to who they might or might not belong to. I'm going to use the simultaneous to investigation test called Tuned Senses. That was a unnatural 20.
That is a success. You can tell that even the most inclined to the Underpants. Those who would find Gadley's garments of under most interesting would not be drawn to a pair such as this. Feaubear Dongodiere's motives appear to lie elsewhere, not in the Underpants, though the report says Underpants.
I'm not sure I can trust the report, brother.
Yeah, I threw all of the clothing that was in my hands, and I didn't bring any underpants with me.
We went back and talked to old Badley O'Malley, who is Gadley's super cleverly named dad, Dadley, if you will. And he said that you assaulted him by throwing his son's possessions in his face when he tried to apprehend you. It says right here in the report. I'm just the one saying it.
Pretty loose definition of assault, you know.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
It's a loose definition of assault, but, you know. I'm just saying all I had in my pack when I was apprehended was 3 matches and the keys to the Just a Mirage.
I like your style, Phobo.
It's
There you
Phobo.
go. We're looking to burn some actions for the world's turn. It sounds like there's some people inbound right now, which is to say the story will likely be pushed forth after we are done committing our actions. Each of you have done one.
Hey, Lizatriara, Bugle Fingers.
I saw my name. It's Lizatriara the first time you were right about my name.
It's Bugle Fingers. Don't listen to her. Everybody here doesn't know their own name.
In any case, you know to whom am I addressing. And, hey, what's your plan with my grandpappy? I meant to ask you, well, you know, but you were attacking me last time I saw you, so.
Influence test, you bastard.
I'll do the debonair dastard.
So she looks at you, hunched into the corner, sort of has her shirt. She's not wearing a hood. She just has her shirt pulled up over her, you know, sort of cornholian, if you will, as far as with regards to her style. And she looks at you.
I was like, to tell you, but I will say, your grandfather is a delight.
Gross.
This is how I smile.
Also gross. The whole thing is gross. I wish I never asked you anything.
Well, me too, but here we are.
Yeah.
You know, I think that your grandfather and Bugle Fingers would actually make a really sweet couple, and I don't think you should get in the way of their love.
I don't think you should have my grandmother hear you say that.
Well,
That's right.
I am afraid of her, so I won't.
She's a terrifying entity of a Raspian.
That's true.
Yeah, can I look at your hands? I want to see,
Smell them. See if they smell like underpants.
Oh, they definitely smell like underpants, not gonna lie.
Now let me try.
all right. See, now the story's starting to come together.
Yeah.
If they smell like underpants and you are saying you didn't handle no underpants, now I know you're lying. I'd like to do an investigation test to see just how exactly they smell.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I rolled a 31 to investigate his dong smelling hands.
Oh, they smell as you have described it. But they also smell like guilt.
What?
I said like.
For sure,
If
you
you're true.
absolutely broke into this home of these poor people, the Bowmalleys, very obviously, and you are also handling underpants. You might as well come clean. It's gonna cost you some bits, but I think you'll be all right.
You haven't really said that you didn't commit the crimes. You were just like, well, I mean, they're valid though. And admittedly, like, I'm proud of you for committing crimes, but like, I can't say that. I'm the sheriff. So
I was just thinking that same thing, Xan. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, you gotta admit though, that's why she's sheriff, man. She's on point.
Well, you know, that's I did these lesser crimes so that I could prove my innocence in the greater crime of the assault that you accused me of. So
Yeah. It's like destroying a pole eye because you want to save the pole eye.
but that doesn't mean that you didn't commit the crimes. You still committed the crimes.
Let's go ahead and do a perception test as we go to what is referred to as the world's turn.
19.
11.
5.
3 individuals walk down the hallway. 2 of them you do not recognize. However, one of them is a Taurian enforcer that you do in fact recognize. Feaubear and Xan Hazard especially because this very same person accompanied them out into the arid knots. What are you guys all doing down here? What, Xan Hazard? Also, Squeekk the Kid, there's two of you.
I'm the
Squeekk the
sheriff.
Adult.
Squeekk the Adult. Seems very, would you steal your brother's name?
The exact opposite. I don't really want to get into it.
He's very complicated. He's right. All right, well, I came down here to, first of all, question the guilty one, and second of all, what are you three all doing here, conspiracizing? See, this is exactly what I was telling you about, he says to the other two people in his parties, referencing the previous conversation about you.
We're
Right.
investigating a crime. I'm a freelancer, see? And
I'm the
investigation.
Freelance, is it? All right.
I'm in jail.
Yeah, right, well, that part is pretty straightforward, yeah. No scans.
This is my jail. Why are you here?
There's a Tory in jail, first of all. And I'm here because it's Toria, and I'm a Torian enforcer. Which is to say, like a sort of a guard, or a sort of a fascist knight.
It's kind of funny. Last I looked, Tori didn't have too much authority around these parts.
Do an influence test as your first action for me there, Mr. Rook. Let's say Squeekk the Adult.
4.
Much influence, huh? Oh, we will see about all that, you rebel, rabble. He's sort of muttering to himself, which is why I was saying rabble.
What's you muttering?
Perception test to identify what he is muttering. Influence test to ask him.
I want to ask him because I want to get under his nerves a bit.
Ah, okay. Influence test.
7.
What was your question, Jail Bear? I'll look on the nickname.
That's rude.
I think it's actually Jailbo.
He's
So much better. Oh. You freelancers, you quick and wit. Anyway, what were you saying, Bo?
Yep, you know, I was just seeing what you were muttering. You know, if you had so much authority, I don't understand why you're muttering.
No, it's not always gonna be like this in Caltaria. Real soon there's gonna be some changes coming.
I absolutely love change. I have an idea. Why don't you and I go down to that place that Phobo used to own until we threw him in jail and have a couple of good old drinks? Come on, man. It's going to be a great time. You can tell me all about it. Your name is Daniel?
Do an influence test real quick.
That's not a good roll. I got a 6.
Daniel, that's not even a name here on Raspia. You just make that. That sounds like nonsense. Daniel, that sounds like Nathan. Ridiculous, absolutely. I know. No, my name's not Daniel, and I won't be going to get drunk with you because I'm on duty. Though I'll say I appreciate you revealing just exactly what the problem is here. See,
Yeah.
What I'm saying is what I was just saying. In fact, she's drinking. And the two parties with them seem to be nodding mysteriously and in agreement, as is the nature of a nod.
Let me take a closer look at these other 2 people that he's with.
Alrighty, and are you looking for anything specific or just taking a look?
Yeah, taking a look. I just want to get a sense of who they are. If these are like Vasari or other enforcers, or you know, I don't know. If he's trying to impress them, what his relationship is in relationship meant to them.
Very clear, very succinct. Let's go ahead and do a perception test. Let's see.
That's a yield 9.
I got a yield 8. And so he looks over. He's like, I can tell. He's trying to tell who these people are. Sort of like scoots in front of him. And inherently, you can tell that he is in fact trying to impress them. They are some form of authority figure. These are fantastic cloaks. They're very important. You can tell from their hoods.
Those are nice hoods.
Thank you.
Hold on. All right. Well, I'm going to yell out, hey, beautiful hoods.
influence test, and if you pass, you'll be able to ask them a question.
All right, fine. 22.
Did you say 21? That exactly was perfect. Yes.
All right, so I was just thinking, maybe instead of this guy going with me, would you like to go take a tour of the town? I've never met you before. You got lovely capes. I would love to know where to get one of those capes. Let's talk about them. Let's talk about how nice you look right now. You look good. You look good. Hey, I'll each give you a bit if you even just go with me. It's gonna be great. I am absolutely bribing you. That is a fact.
Appreciate it, but technically I'm supposed to be here just to, sort of find things that you're not doing right, and you're just trying to bribe a Vasari officer function.
I sure did.
Oh no.
Mainly because I have a skill to bribe.
Oh no, we might have a bit of a problem.
She pulls out a clipboard, but it's like tiny, and also it looks it's very fantastical.
Where did you get that tiny clipboard?
Isn't it a fantastical looking clipboard?
Right, I want one.
Too bad.
Rude.
You're a jail man now.
Well, that's just rude.
I want to look at the way that they are nodding and just nod along with them, but contrarily. I want to nod in disagreement.
So
Okay.
As they go up, you go down.
Exactly.
Skeptical
Very
nod.
well. Go ahead and do a perception to see if you can time this out just right. Just because I want to make sure we get the important stuff.
13.
Dude, you time it out in such a contrarian fashion, you could even pronounce the word correctly. An extra R for no reason. So, all contrarianism aside, we are now left with the world's turn. Let's do a perception roll. Ladies and gentlemen.
19.
6.
I'll wait until your questioning of the Dongodiere is finished, and then we're gonna come make our transfer. Fact of the matter is, we don't trust that you guys have the right subject. Don't be an exposition, or I'll get back to that. Have a good round. We'll see you in a matter of time.
It's actually Dongodiere.
Nailed it, man. Way to get the last word. I feel like he definitely is gonna think about that one while he is driving you to a larger jail.
Oh, Legends of Raspia is brought to you by Bard Fox. Olor and the game Legends of Raspia is created and produced by Han Blackheart and Rick Tahi. Feaubear Dongodiere is played by Rick Tahi. Xan Hazard Hawthorn is played by Xanthi Blackheart. Squeekk the Adult is played by Rook. These are definitely all their real names. Story, music, and game moderation by Han Blackheart. Video and audio editing by Rick Tahi. Visual art created by Xanthi Blackheart. Check out Bard Fox's Instagram and bardfox.com for our weekly releases of Raspia music, bi-weekly releases of this show, and much more to come. Thanks for listening, and as always, good luck back there on Earth.